Hello and welcome to this tutorial, and in this tutorial we are going to design the layout of our application. So as you could see right now, the layout of our application is empty and we need to decorate it with certain images and a list view which is going to display the options for the user to select from. So the next thing which we do is that we go ahead and add some images here. So what we are going to do is that we are going to have a logo, or we are going to have an image of coffee here, and then we are going to have a logo right over here. So in order to go ahead and add a logo here, what we do is that we switch to the text view of this XML, and we are going to add in a new image view right over here. So we go right here and we type image view, and for the layout width we are going to use the layout width as 200 dp, and for the layout height we are going to specify the layout height as, let's say, 100 dp. So once we have set it, the next thing which we need to do is that we actually need to add in an actual image to this image view. So we type Android and we type src, which stands for source. Then we type this equals, and we use one of the images which we have. So this image is present in the drawable folder, so we type at drawable slash, and let's say we are going to use the image for cappuccino, so we type cap here. So once we are done with this, if we switch to the design view, as you could see, we have this image right over here. So this is the basic image which we are using, and actually you could use any image. So if you think that you should use the image for latte, then you could simply switch to your XML, go to text and change this to latte. And when you change it and when you switch back to the design view, as you could see, we have our image right there. Now the next thing which we do is that we actually add some description to it. So in order to add a description, we go here and then we type Android, then we type content description, and let's say we want to display some text over here. So instead of directly typing in some text to display, we use string resource. So we type at string, and let's name this as app logo. And actually when we add a string resource, we also need to add this string resource into the strings.xml file. So if we switch to the strings.xml file, we actually need to add string here. So we type string, and inside the name we type app logo, and when we end the string tag, we type the actual name of our app. So we type coffee buzz. So once we are done with this, we are good to go. Now the next thing which we need to do is that we also need to add a list view to our application. So if we switch to the XML, we go ahead here and add a list view which actually contains multiple options for the user to select from. So in order to add a list view, we type list view, and the layout width of this thing is going to be match parent, and the layout width or the layout height is also going to be equal to match parent. Now once we have defined this, the next thing which we do is that we add an ID to this list view. So we go right here and we define the ID. So we type Android ID, and we type this equals to at plus ID slash, and let's name it as list options. And in order to actually add entries to this list view, we type Android entries, and inside the entries we use an array. So we type at array, then give a slash and type in options. Now the main problem with this is that we actually need to add arrays in the strings. So we switch back to strings here, and we are going to add string array here. So we type string array, and let's name this as options, as we have used the same name. So we type options here, close the array, and inside it we define some items inside it. So we type item, close it, and let's define the first item as drinks. So if the user want to select some drinks, he could go with this item. Or let's say if he wants food, so we type food here in the second item, and for the third item, let's say he wants some other items, so we type in other over here. So once this is done, when we switch to the XML view, as you could see, the error has been removed, and when we switch to design view, as you could see, the list has been added over here. But the thing is that the items are not actually displayed here. But if we run our application, you will notice that these items are actually added over there. Now one more thing which we need to do is that we need to minimize the size of this. So let's say this is up till here. So we have our logo here and we have our list over here. So once we are done with this, we are good to go. So let's check what our application looks like in actual. So we save the code and we run the code on the emulator. So as you could see, our application is up and running on the emulator. So this is the basic main screen layout of our application. So here is our logo image and we basically have three options here for drinks, food and other. So as you could see, when we click on it, nothing happens, and that is because we have not yet added the methods which are going to be performed when we click these options right over here. So that's it for this tutorial, and in the next tutorial we'll be learning about how to handle these events right here. So what we are going to do is that whenever we select this option, which is called as drinks, it should basically redirect us to a new activity which will provide us certain options to choose from. So when we click this drinks here, we will be prompted with various options like latte, cappuccino or filter coffee. So that's it for this tutorial, and I hope you guys understood how to design the basic layout of our application, and we have also designed the class for the activity of drinks. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Thank you.